starting soon here for our Zoltan Distillery Invitational Season 5. I don't know what week it is, 2 or 3 or something like that. And we have Zoltan Distillery, the titular team themselves, tonight versus ProBUs. These guys are basically evenly matched in points, which is cool. Should make for a good game. And we'll be underway here very soon. In the meantime, we can have a handy-dandy look at the picks and bans. Coin flip went over to ProBUs, they won it. And they opted for first pick, so then we got our bans of Dragonshire and Alterac were banned by ProBUs, Sultan Distillery banned out Volskaya and Battlefield of Eternity, and of course we're going to Tomb Game 1. Pretty good, pretty good. Hope we get, I don't know, no one ever picks something fun like Sky Temple or Raxus. Kind of standard stuff overall, but pretty good here. Just getting the players into the lobby. While I try and have a snack because I ate like a late lunch and therefore I had no dinner. Oh, shoot. Okay, it looks like we got all our players in the lobby very quickly, which is great. One moment, please. Okay, we have a ready from Zoltan Distillery. Just waiting on a ready from ProBUs to get underway. Need a minute for ProBUs. Alrighty, we are good to go. As we get into things here for Sultan Distillery versus ProBUs in the Sultan Distillery Invitational. Actually, I need one moment to go to the wait screen and back. And we're back. We're good. So, first pick here from ProBUs. I'm hoping for something, I don't know, more interesting than your typical NGS stuff here. It is an off-season tournament after all, where it's mostly about practicing and just having fun. Generally speaking, anyway. Any team I've interviewed in the past seasons always says that. It's a good chance to just treat it as like kind of a lot of scrims. Are they missing band? Okay, I thought they were just missing bands. Variant ban, Sultan Distillery's shown a lot of this, the Taunt Variant blow up. Pretty effective. They usually grab like a gray main cursed bullet with it and just blow up anyone. Seen them do that a few times lately, or more than a few times. So that's a good first ban. Target ban. The Mal'Ganis, I assume, is also targeted. I haven't seen ProBUs play any time recently. The tank choke is real, my friends. Let's just get 6 tank bans. Let's go. I want to see it. Though I kind of suspect Sultan will ban a healer. Nope, they do ban the tanks. Alright. Well, technically Varian's a multi-class hero, but in this case he was banned as a tank, specifically. No tanks, says Do It, indeed. Get a first pick Tassadar. Nice skin, I like it. First pick Diablo. Happens to be good against Tassadar, generally speaking. Especially on a small map like Tomb, though also Tassadar's Force Walls, when placed correctly, should be quite strong. That Deckard skin's so weird. Force Walls are really strong on small narrow maps like this. A lot of choke points around the gem turrets, and of course, depending on whether they go Archon or Black Hole, that can be combined. Black Hole with a good Force Wall is always nice, but you see a lot of players misusing that or not using that at all, which makes me just go Archon. We got a Garrosh Rhaegar TAS. Pretty solid combo, but they're lacking kill power right now on the Garrosh throw. Rhaegar TAS is fine, but it's not enough. Diablo also happens. Diablo and Garrosh like fighting each other due to the way Shadow Charge works into Garrosh and is unstoppable in his throw. They can both just kind of play around with each other and not be too worried about it, as long as their cooldowns are available. We didn't get the full tank choke. If not, okay, tanks are picked, but I would have liked to see some bruisers banned, just for the fun of it. You could have banned the bruisers that are also used as tanks, or tanks that are used as bruisers, like Arthas and Blaze. That would have been entertaining, but we get the gray main ban, but that makes sense because now you want to remove burst from the Garrosh, burst follow-up from the Garrosh. We'll see what they end up going. I mean, they could just go Cassia or Hanzo or something. Now they're banning Cassia. Sylvanas would actually be pretty solid for them. Or a Hanzo. Or they might just go Rainier, but I'm not sure that'll be enough kill power. Until late game, anyway. A lot depends. We'll see. I really don't want to see a Tychus. Orphea, pretty good. Flexible. Most flexible mage right now, also highest win rate. But good in just kind of all drafts. There's the Tychus.
It's about damn time.
I say meh not because it's bad, but just because I see them play it like a million times. I mean, Tychus is underrated as a hero, but I don't like him in Diablo teams because he doesn't have the reach to follow up a like max rank Diablo charge. He's just way behind. If we reverse combo Diablo, sure, guys are in choke points, but I don't like it. Dahaka also total garbage. Dahaka map, no point to Dahaka on Tomb. Generally speaking, there's some value in Felstad and Brightwing just because of how they function. If you're talking globals. But there's just no particular reason to go Dahaka. The Tyranda's really nice though. They went double healer, though Tyranda's a pseudo assassin. The Leoric last pick's really nice. Should trade well into the Dahaka, or they're doing some weird Rhaegar solo thing. Probably not. So ProBUs is basically completely all in on Garrosh. All their eggs are in the Garrosh basket. If Garrosh doesn't work out, we'll switch over to in-game, just so we don't forget. Garrosh doesn't work out, they're done. The game's over. Sultan Distillery, even though Diablo's like a lot of all-in, they have other tools. Orphea has a lot of battlefield control presence. Leoric can also make plays with the Entomb and the Drain. Tychus Minigun, they have just way more tools and way more win conditions. Decker's just a one-man CC machine. I'm favoring the Zoltan Distillery draft quite a bit. However, just because it's more flexible. But however, ProBUs' draft, if they can get the right throws, they should have pretty easy blow up with the Tyrande damage amp, and they have quite a bit of stuns and slows. So let's see how it shakes out. Game 1 in this best of 3 series, Zoltan Distillery versus ProBUs. You're on Tomb and the Spider Queen. In the blue corner, it's Zoltan Distillery themselves, with Lead being on Deckard Cain, showing off his mastery. It's DeWitt on his Diablo, also showing off mastery. No one else to show off, sadly. Cowboy Kyle going to be cleaning up the noobs with the Leoric skin. The Fresh will flex on the Tychus. Ankle Shot will be on the Orphea. Red team, it's ProBUs, Badger Lord being on the Dahaka, top lane, question mark. Hirobi will be on the Tassadar. Chaos Tank will be Garrosh. Desda will be Rhaegar, and Lulu will be on Tyrande. DeWitt looking for a pick, as is Garrosh. Tassadar did not get any static charges off. Garrosh, however, did grab more breaker. Diablo combos in, CC's out not quite too late. They actually might have got that if they committed harder, but here's the Tychus problem. He doesn't contribute. A different hero, they probably get the Garrosh kill. Chaos Tank gonna go down this time, it looks like, or will he just walk it off? Oh, he does. They do not finish him off. Not sure what happened there. Looked like a kill for sure, but hey, Garrosh gets almost 50 armor, 49 or something when he's that low. They're gonna make play number 3. Let's see if he can escape it this time. He doesn't have friends, and this time Tychus is here. JK, he got the heal, and Tychus didn't commit because of the tower range. A very funny series of movements from both teams. Garrosh almost getting picked. Here we go. Is this round number 4? They're looking, they're thinking, DeWitt's not going to do it. I would have actually laughed out loud if he went in on that task. Already getting some pretty solid stacks on charge. They throw the Diablo, but this is the relationship I was talking about earlier between these heroes. Casting might just go down. Finally he does. This time Tychus is able to do the work. And this will get even better as soon as they hit level 4 for the Tychus. Presumably to go to the bigger they are. Be very surprised if he doesn't. Though sometimes I know he likes to go in the rhythm. Wasn't sure it could be done. Yeah, indeed. Pretty entertaining. 4th, 5th try. He should really just go the bigger they are if he can finish off the targets. Leoric died? Solo to Dahaka? That shouldn't happen. They're still talking about the level 4 on Tychus. I'm actually really curious how that occurred. Tychus did swoop in and grab the gems, so no real loss. And they're already ahead of an XP. Oh, speaking of loss, Wit's in a bit of trouble, but the Deckard CC and pots are good here. Abigail is back. Tychus still haven't picked level 4, almost level 5.5. He's either forgotten or they're really discussing it. Looking at gems, pretty even. A couple more on the side, maybe of Zildjian Distillery. Seeing as they got that kill, granted him a few gems. These Garish, those are just designed to stack. Warbreaker. Went in the rhythm, very curious. Being rooted against this seems pretty darn bad idea. These 4 heroes will all mess you up. Trying to. But if you're protected, you can just sit here and munch people. Chaos Tank still alive, by the way. Because reasons. Orphea, I'm pretty sure, could have killed him, but didn't. Don't know where he was. Looks like he'll go down because they're fighting Tassadar up here. Getting a little disconnected to Zildjian Distillery. Missing gems, missing soak. This is the moment for ProBUs to take over. I don't even know what's happening right now. Led's out of mana. I can't throw pots to Dibbles. Jugger Rob says, I'm here to support my friends on ProBUs. Welcome, Jugger Rob. Your friends on ProBUs are doing very well. They just got a couple kills, and they got a turn in. And it's up to Zildjian Distillery to defend. Speaking of defense, the defense is pretty poor outside of Orphea. None of these heroes clear the Weavers particularly well. Their second best is Leoric's Neil Peasants, but that's not even particularly awesome. Okay, going for the super cooldown Diablo build. This will really start paying off at level 13 and 16. We'll look for that later, unless ProBUs has won by then. Avoid the blast. He avoided it because it went down. Yellow charge somebody. It's a flip on task, but no follow-up. Plus there's the alley-oop out from Garrosh. Garrosh is rooted, uses the unstoppable. Going to be fine. Once again, lack of reach on Tychus, though likely kill unable to be secured regardless. Militant Soldier, pretty nice here. Is this stunned or slowed? No, stunned or rooted. They have tongue and throw, basically from the frontliners. Oh, sorry, also the Toronto arrow. Yeah, pretty good. This will help keep them alive. Nice thing about the StarCraft AA heroes is they have a lot of defensive talents. Here's the dodge, gonna be fine. Stacking the quest. Going in on the Garrosh again. Without the focus fire from the Orphea and the Tychus, this is never really gonna be a thing. Ankle shot, trying to duel the his counterpart in the mage here. Now they go on to Tyrande, gets cleanse and alley-oop. The Deckard CC is real. Fresh goes in, trying to gear a kill. Who's stuck out here now? Garrosh has unstoppable again, shouldn't make it out. Indeed, he will go down. Fair bit of gems on the ground from him, but they'll be picked up by Lulu. So I talked about how ProBUs is all in on their Garrosh, and I'm a little concerned with his positioning. Seems to be overly aggressive, generally speaking. It's only the second time he's died. Whoops, wrong key press. Sorry about that. But the way he died was generally just unnecessary both times. Okay, getting some minigun stacks going on here. XGD should be the first to 10, and ProBUs didn't really get anything off of the first push, I gotta say, other than a couple towers. You really want at least one fort. I would have liked to see them press the issue harder. I mean, their siege isn't amazing, but I mean, Rhaegar tasked siege well. Of course, Rhaegar has to be in threat, essentially put himself under threat to do that. But here's the Deckard sleep, but the force wall was really nice from Tassadar. Messes up the AFOut combo. Feast is burned. Zildjian Distillery press a lot of buttons, and not much comes of it. His fort was dead anyway, so laser was also used. I do like in the rhythm with laser. I think it's better, generally because in the rhythm than with Odin's weird. So I think bigger they are, Odin's better. That's okay, I'm not playing, they are. Weavers are still going, and the second Weaver push is typically stronger, as we're seeing here. We already have 2 forts down, and a third may fall. Those 10s are up. We've got the Bloodlust, the Archon, the Taunt, the Starfall, and I believe that's Isolation. Adaptation, sorry. They're not going to commit for the fort, despite seeing 2 heroes in the other lanes. It was a 5v3 middle. They're looking for a pick. This Dahaka should be deader than dead, though they don't want it. Question mark, that's 27 gems. They should really be beelining for him. This is very strange, because they have vision of him. But now they've given time to what's about to run into a Rhaegar. Pretty juicy target. Probably going to rip the Bloodlust, JK, but here's the Starfall. Red team does not have its ults, or do they? They have the feast. It's looking good. Kills are dropping on both sides. Let's see who lives. Enkelshot's got a heal. Not going to happen. Looking pretty good for ProBUs right now. Lead sure to fall. He has sleep, doesn't use it, question mark. DeWitt's alive, but not for long. There's the force wall choke he talked about in the draft. Looking good. DeWitt 1v4ing right now. Staying alive for days, but not for long. Or is he, JK? He can't get it. He didn't also go Feast on Fear at 1, but he'll have a quick res. That's really unfortunate for Zoltan Distillery. A lack of decision making, crippling them. They had what was likely at least a free Dahaka kill, but they waffled on whether to get the bruiser or get the pick. And ProBUs sense danger zone. Well, we might get the Dahaka kill anyway, just retroactively. Tomb is not up, or is up, sorry, just not used. Get him, there we go. That's also a lot of gems down. They made that move before. This game would look very different right now. But they didn't, so why am I even talking about it? I don't know, I'm crazy. Let's see what ProBUs can do now with the Dahaka dead. That's a little unfortunate. It's going to slow down the push bottom lane. Leo should clear that up nicely. 13 advantages here for ProBUs. But once again, their only playmaker is Garrosh. These other heroes, I mean, okay, they have a tongue grab out of Dahaka, but it's not really enough. Force Wall is decent from Alsadar, and his Force Walls have been good. Tychus is way out of position. Does not get thrown, however. They just don't have, I like, Garrosh really struggles unless you give him another playmaker or engage hero, so we will have to see ProBUs being sneaky, getting some good angles and good bush ganks. Ideally throwing heroes other than Diablo, though he is weak right now at only 30 souls. Alsadar getting mad stacked, and the stack's coming pretty good for the Garrosh and Tyrande too. Cowboy Kaya might let loose with an Entomb. AK, he's just entombing Hirobi for no particular value. DeWitt looks like he will die. We have no kills yet. Enkelshot, however, will finish off Tyrande. Can more happen? Indeed it can. Orphea's racked up at ×2. Cowboy Kyle fighting Hirobi. Enkelshot needs to come back and fight this Tassadar rather than the Garrosh. And however, he's been left to his own devices. His friends kind of ran away. Where's some Deckard CC? Coming out on the Dahaka, not going to matter. Tongue grab on Orphea. This should be fine unless there's a throw by Chaos Tank. Indeed there is. Maybe he can get something out of this. No, he can't. Well played by ProBUs. Zoltan Distillery getting way too split. Orphea getting 2 kills, but then hanging around a little too long trying to fight a Garrosh for several seconds, I believe, instead of coming back and fighting the Tassadar. Leoric also questionably kind of ignoring the bulk of the team. I'm pretty sure there was a 3 to 4-man Entomb available, and he just kind of ignored them and entombed the Tassadar, who simply just used Archon and nothing happened. That was a little weird. DeWitt down here solo laning, not where he wants to be. There's a couple of teammates nearby. Tychus gonna go for a ride on the Garrosh Express. Sleep? Tychus is surely still dead here. Nice sleep by Lead, but without the rest of the team here, nothing will come of it. Oof, look at that water gun. ProBUs getting the Garrosh value they need in these fights. Just Chaos Tank was he was putting himself in a lot of danger in these fights earlier. He died a few times early, no big deal. Got pretty low in some of these mid-game fights. But his positioning, his healing, the defensive measures, of course, plus his Bloodlust, and not to mention having double healer, and things like Bloodlust, lending him a lot of sustain here. And the blow-up is weird from Zoltan Distillery due to the Tychus being a large part of it. But nothing's over till it's over. It's 6-12, but it's 16-16, and Zoltan Distillery actually have the forward advantage. And with the Bruiser out here, it's pretty nice. They actually have the turn. Does both teams have turn in? But for some reason, red team's not turning in. That was a little weird. They were just kind of AFKing. I'm not sure what ProBUs was doing. Maybe a fight here. Dahaka's not showing. Here's a nice Entomb along with a Feast and an APOC. This should be savage. And it is. Rhaegar Bloodlust. Oh no, he's feeding. Don't do it, Rhaegar. Too late. Leo comes in. Is the Entomb available? Nowhere to use it. What am I saying? We still have Sleep and Laser. Laser can help push. Dahaka's gonna hearth, it looks like. Tassadar's gotta be careful. He could get caught in a sleep or kill this wall. They can just go, get him. Here we go. Did Tassadar go his evasion thingy? No, we went Oracle. He is mega dead. Goodbye, Tassadar. Shadow Walk or whatever it was called. Hey, Captain Bobo, how's it going? Alright, I was doubting Zoltan Distillery after that previous big team fight middle where they just kind of got scattered, but they bring it in with a fat wombo combo. The Leo Entomb, the Orpheus, and the Apoc, they just disintegrate Garrosh, and I think it was Tyrande. And then Rhaegar feeds, and then Dowsidar feeds, and it's a feels-good man for Zoltan Distillery fans. Hey, it's a lemon, too. It's the Maple Syrup Bandits in the chat. Yes, tank might get a wall throw, not gonna happen, doesn't go for it. Zoltan Distillery push for keep, they're down 2 levels, it's okay. They only have Taunt available, and Adaptation, which doesn't really matter. They really should have gone Isolation, or an extra battlefield tool, or fight tool, to help them out. Haha, yes. Indeed, these are, well, I believe Div D teams, Div D East teams for NGS. Boss here, going to be picked up by Zoltan Distillery. ProBUs should probably fight this, because they have pretty good stuff on the point, between Starfall and Taunt and Bloodlust. That being said, they have better stuff on the point, so they probably shouldn't fight it. And they still have a keep available. I sort of have something stuck in my throat. I was eating rice cake earlier as a snack, and I think I have a kernel stuck in my windpipe. Badgerlord, gonna get the turn in though. This is a nice sneak. This will help counter this pressure, especially mid-bottom, where they won't be for a while because they want to be top defending. If Zoltan Distillery get at least one pick here, they can look for core. That feels bad man and tomb, but it's a low cooldown. This keep is guaranteed, so they don't have to do anything crazy. They can just chill. And they have to deal with the Weavers now, so they probably want to back up and do that. If that Entomb hit someone, however, they definitely go for a kill and then look maybe just to rush core. But that didn't happen. But there's no rush. The keep was guaranteed with the boss. They're well on their way to 20. They probably, in fact, want to avoid an engagement pre-20. Deckard smacking this wall is pretty funny because he's really out of position. If they happen to be running this way, this is a feed, and then 20 advantage is nullified for a minute or so. Beware your positioning, squishies. Probably don't wait for your team to hit a wall. Garrosh is running, and they want this fight pre-20. They should do. They wanted the Pegasus, who they got a few times before. Not gonna happen. Top Weaver's still up, which is nice. Buys them some time. Again, the lack of engage or catch tools from ProBUs making their lives a little tough. And when you have a Garrosh and nothing else to engage, then he's forced to just walk at people and hope you get a throw, or burn his Indomitable, hope, it just works out. And Dahaka on this map anyway isn't very useful. On bigger maps, different maps, you can look for the backline tongue grabs to distract, but not really a thing on Tomb. The way the vents are, more or less never allow for it, other than weird situations. DeWitt goes in, does not check that bush, but we have a fat silence in Tomb. This is going to be savage, as the deletion of heroes is already occurring. They're just falling apart all over my screen. Badgerlord last to live. JK, he's also dead. GG called by Hirobi. 5 dead, core open. That is indeed a mega GG. DeWitt, Zoltan Distillery and Co. What am I saying? I meant to say DeWitt and Co. Take it. GG, well played. From what I saw here, like, ProBUs had some good fights, they just didn't have a good enough draft to back it up. But going for the victory sleep doesn't get the cast off. The Dahaka needed to be a totally different hero. And going the double healer was cute, but probably also not that great, because typically you want that for sustained drafts, which they weren't. I mean, they dealt sustained damage, but it's not the same. It's not like a Vala or an Illidan or something you're buffing up. You're not, usually double healer is only used in carry type comps, hyper carry comps, of which this isn't. So, summary screen. It's not that you can't do something different, but there's no reason to make your life this hard with this kind of a draft. It's a couple different draft ideas in one, but Dahaka had been something like an Imperious. This game looks so different. This game is like super baller for ProBUs. Or even a Urel, maybe even a Thrall, just kind of anything with good fight presence other than this thing. Yeah. Because they took some great fights. The kills, I mean, this was a 5-man wipe at the end, and they were actually ahead until that point in kills. So, not bad at all. Who got all the kills? Tychus and Orphea. The damage is from Taz, but just because you get damage doesn't mean you're going to win. Healing from Deckard. Oh my god, this is concerning. Yeah, all the XP from Dahaka. Alright, we'll go to a short break. Let me see. I gotta ask the ProBUs peeps what they want. Because they lost. I can't message him. Alright, we'll need a minute here. Attempting to contact ProBUs, we can determine the first pick or map pick order. And then we can okay. They went first pick again, which I can't say did anything, because they just first picked Tassadar and proceeded to not really do anything with it, which is kind of a common thing I see among a lot of teams lately. They didn't really play to Tassadar's strengths in any particular fashion, so you shouldn't be first picking heroes unless you have a very particular plan, or you're liable to end up just looking kind of weak. But the biggest thing is don't just put all your eggs into one basket. Oh, hey, we got a fun map. We're going to Hanamura, picked by Zul'jin Distillery. Nice-o. I like it. Alright. I asked for a fun map. I'm getting a fun map. Or at least, if you don't call it fun, at least it's something a little... not the most typical, you know, team pick. Me likey. Alright. Yep, ProBUs can definitely take this to a game 3. They just need to give themselves more options. And they'll be fine. Lack of options hurt them, even though they took some really good fights on Tomb. They got in, I think, 2 turn-ins of the Spiders. It just wasn't enough. It wasn't enough punish. Not enough engage, not enough push, not enough kill potential. Not enough of a lot of things. Alright, ProBUs is on the way. Eight out of 10 players. Nine out of 10. If it's Elgin Distillery, I'd like to see them just play a little tighter. They got pretty sloppy. They had a lot of kills they didn't really need to, especially pre-10 and post-10s. Just some weird moves, like the Deckard being away from the team, though it didn't cost them, but just because a bad move doesn't get punished doesn't mean it's fine. They could have really steamrolled that game if they just committed on the Dahaka properly bottom, instead of waffling around indecisively for like 10 or 20 seconds. Then they all died, or most of them died. Then they got the turn, and they went down and killed the Hawk anyway, which is kind of funny. Probably the highlight of that match was the 4 or 5 attempts to kill Garrosh up front. And then they finally did. That was really funny. Go Probe, says Leo Rice 1. I would like to see a Game 3. I think Probe has got what it takes. They can step it up. They just need a little more mojo in their draft, and they can definitely take the fight to Zul'jin Distillery, in my opinion. Okay, everyone's ready. Great. And 3, and 2, and 1, and away we go to Game 2 in this best of 3 series. Zul'jin Distillery versus ProBUs. Zul'jin Distillery took Game 1 on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Game 2 here is Hanamura, also picked by Zul'jin Distillery. First pick taken both times by ProBUs. Let's see what they do. Last time we had 4 tank bans, which was kind of funny. I think it was the Varian, ETC, Mal'Ganis, and Johanna. And then we had a Greymane ban, and I forget honestly the last ban by ProBUs last game. Cassia, they banned Cassia, so. I would expect to see maybe some more targeted bans for Hanamura. Your Malfiels, your Artanuses, your Sanyas are pretty popular, so they can run around and take camps. There'll probably be another Greymane ban from one of the sides, or a pick, depending on the order of things. I'll up for the Varian ban. It is a pretty darn good Taunt Varian map, just due to the nature of the frequent skirmishes over the objectives and things like division points. So the low cooldown threat of Taunt is pretty annoying, also if you're just not good at dealing with the kind of aggro Taunt Varian, or the kind of lockdown blow-up. Just ban it out. There's some very straightforward counters to it, but if you don't want to deal with it, that's what bans are for. And we see Zul'jin Distillery also going for the Mal'Ganis. Some real respect bans here. Mal'Ganis is fun to watch. I would like to see him, but DeWitt says no. Thou shalt not see Vampire Man. ETC ban here would be predictable but boring. I'm hoping for something more interesting. JK, we're getting a repeat of last game, just on a different map. I don't really like Johanna on this map, personally, but they may just want to ban it anyway and not deal with her, but... Okay, they banned the task. Good, 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 good. I don't think the task was... I mean, he had the most damage, but he didn't really do anything, which isn't a slur on Hirobi, but rather just the nature of the draft setup on Tomb. But, you know, for the force walls were good, I gotta say though. Force walls are very solid on Hirobi. Again, a little less value on this map, considering the much wider spaces, but force walls always good. they're just better in choke points. Li Ming first pick, very interesting. Would not expect that as a priority hero. Mostly because Ult and Distillery don't mess with it, and they're unlikely to ban it. I go for the Diablo again. Worked very well last time, and the Deckard. Okay. I'm hoping to see at least some different heroes other than Orphea Tychus and their 4-man. I like Diablo. Yes, he does. Well, Diablo's a good hero. Li Ming, well, she does good poke, so I'm curious if they want to go like a double reset comp with a Genji. I wouldn't even mind like a Zeratul. I'd like to see a finisher. Don't have it yet. Garrosh Anduin. This is solid. It's not the best Garrosh follow-up. I mean, the classic is Malfurion. It's kind of the best, but I mean, in terms of support lockdown. But as long as Anduin knows what he's doing with Chastise, kind of the travel delay, slow-moving, somewhat slow-moving projectile anyway. But if the Chaos Tank and Lulu can work closely together, it's pretty strong. You can consistently root people down. And then, that being said, Li Ming is, outside of Garrosh's Warlord's Challenge Taunt, a very poor mage to play with Garrosh off his regular ability kit. Generally difficult for her to nuke down whoever he's throwing just kind of randomly. Cassia bans a little reverse. Let's see what they ban here. Probably a solo, maybe a Leo. The Leo was pretty good, but it's not a Leo map, so we'll see what they ban. Let's see Orphea. That makes more sense. Okay, good. Thank you, ProBUs. I won't have to see Orphea. I mean, Kale's open, Jane is open. If they go Mephisto, they're gonna be really sad, even though they might do that, because they'll have no wave clear. That being said, ProBUs don't have any wave clear either, so it doesn't really matter. Curious to see what they bust out. Kale, as expected. Tychus again. Boo. Tychus did fine, but any other DPS with more range would have been more consistently effective. I like Tychus a little better here, due to the way... Actually, I don't know if I like him any better. It's actually a little better on a rotate map because he has pretty good. He has underrated clear between his Q and his W. He can clear almost all waves solo. They're all nice. I like it. This is already way better than the Dahaka pick. Combos well with Garrosh and also just does well in general. A lot of fight presence between either of his ultimates. The Rainer is good. I mean, this is a balanced composition. It's just a somewhat awkward Garrosh composition, but we'll see how that plays out for them. Last pick. I mean, a number of heroes beat Thrall. They might just rip the Leo again, though I hope they don't because it's boring, but Sonya. Rexar actually would be legit right now. Yes. Go Rexar. I like it. Now, I'm liking ProBUs' draft a lot more. I just have, once again, my doubts on the Garrosh. Not because Chaos Tank played it badly, but just because their follow-ups good from the solo, good from the support. It's just kind of, you're mostly looking for it from the mage. It's why it's the, classic trifecta of like Garrosh, Malf, Jaina. Going back several years and then the pro scene and everything else. It's just because it works so well. It's clean, it's efficient, it's effective, it's functional, and it still does what you need in terms of wave clear and camp clear and whatever. But let's see. Hirobi could pop off on Li Ming. I personally like the hero a lot. I don't think her win rate, which is like 47-48% globally, is... I don't think it does justice to the hero's effectiveness. I think she's worth more than that, but it's very player dependent and skill dependent. And a top skilled Li Ming player can really have a mega impact. But there's some minor lack of synergy in ProBUs' draft, but it's way better than last time. They should give themselves a lot more tools, a lot more flexibility. I like it. Let's see what they can pull off of it. Zoltan's really largely going with the same thing, just mixed up the mage, substituted Kale for Orphea. and because Orpheus is banned, and they pick up the Rexar over the Leo, which makes sense because it's not really a Leo map, and it's a really good Rexar map. So Zoltan Distillery in the blue corner, spraying and taunting and showing off their masteries. It'll be led once again on the Deckard, Duetta once again on Diablo, Befresh once again on Tychus, Ankle Shot on Orphea, and it'll be Kabakyle on Rexar, whereas for ProBUs in the red corner, it's a Lulu on Anduin. It's Desda on Garrosh? I think Chaos Tank played that last. Oh, I'm sorry. That's Raynor. I'm just crazy. My eyes aren't working. Chaos Tank is on Garrosh once again. Desda is on the Raynor. Roby on the Li Ming. And Badger Lord, which I love that name, by the way, is on the Thrall top. Already getting some good stacks here on Garrosh. What are we looking for stacks? Of course, Diablo wants souls, and he wants globes, and that's about it. So not as many stacks as last time. As far as these 4-mans go, until level 4, I would say ProBUs is stronger. But post level 4, Zoltan Distillery should have the edge in the 4-man brawl. Like, say they're fighting over Vision. It's because the Tychus power spike practically worth a level, like, kind of a Varian power spike at 4. Maybe not quite as strong, but close to it. Run that away. Not trading out their Samurai, but this is why some players like to just run top. They will get their turret camp though. But as long as they clear the Samurai, then go get their own, they're fine. Rexar actually, oh, Misha died, I guess. Yeah. Okay, not good. I don't think Thrall should be able to kill Misha. I don't see it. Not this early anyway, good lord. Obviously later once he gets like level 7 or his level 16s. Lead's getting thrown, which is fine. Because they already got the camp. Deckard Cain dies, no big deal. They got Samurai, they got Vision, this doesn't even matter. Just don't get thrown over the wall. 4s are here. Get the XP lead again. I'm really curious actually to see. Kapakoi also died. Leo versus Dahaka. Tomb of the Spider Queen, which I also don't think should ever happen. So perhaps there's some questionable decision making from Mr. Kyle in this top lane. Well, this is how Misha dies, or how he died last time. I see. Go probes, go XGD, both these teams are awesome, excuse me, says Tuna B. Ooh, the invade. Okay, this is a solo Diablo invade, sort of, until the rest of the team's here. A little split up. I like the invade, but Kale's cut off, which isn't great. Rexar will need to check that. Oh, we have a pause. You can go bigger they are. Question. I didn't see a disconnect unless it's Thrall. No, he's running out. Someone dropped. Okay, someone did drop. Who's someone? Because they're all still here. I guess we'll see. Well, this was a very, very weird place to pause. Though it looks like we're getting a mid-air angry Misha. I think he just used charge. I don't know, maybe just moving. Oh, just from Discord, not the game. That makes more sense. So will this invade work out for Zoltan Distillery? That really depends how quickly Angle Shot, or quickly or safely, he gets over here. If he gets distracted by these guys, which he shouldn't, they're probably gonna die. Because their health is really low. And these 3 heroes are coming in. But if Rexar can tie up these 2 heroes 1v2 and they get a 4v3 up here, it should be fun. Go Tuna B, she's the most awesome. So this will be very interesting to see how the players decide to do this. That being said, this is a really poor time to pause, and kind of the chaos of the moment, no pun intended, is lost. Both teams get to study what's going on at clutch moments like this. Can work for or against you depending on how quickly you capitalize on it. Kind of who's quicker to make a decision or press their buttons tends to come out on top, but we'll see. Why can't I type? Okay, they went back for the collapse onto the gas tank. I like this. That was a great play. I wasn't even considering it. Well done. Superior decision making by Zoltan Distillery. Not much gas tank could do there. The Rexar Kale over there, it made sense. A little silly they're walking away when they just walked past the Samurai. A little inefficient. Lost a few seconds. Seconds count in HOTS. Okay, things are looking good for Zoltan Distillery. It appeared both teams are split, but frankly, ProBUs was more split. Brawl was still on base. Ming and I think someone else were all over here. They just couldn't bring the numbers quick enough. Not Ming. Ming was down with Garage. Anduin was up there. They had heroes nearby, but not close enough. Nice stacks here for Warbreaker. Surprised to not see a Calamity build from Li Ming, going looking for Triumvirate. For the Garage, again, counter synergy, generally speaking. But Orb build's nice for poking and nuking. This Garage should be super dead. JK, okay, he's dead due to Living Bomb and what's his name? Rexar killed him apparently. Ooh, Li Ming. Ooh, they're thinking, they always going no fear on this Diablo. He just wants the kills. He might die, but who cares, baby? He fragging. Even got 10 souls for his death. It's all good, baby. And this will let him get the fort too. Maybe more blood. Misha running forward. Gonna die. Tychus on the chase. Lulu goes down, but they're gonna pay for it. And Raynor's stepping up, fighting Rexar, but this fort should die, although Ankle Shot's probably dead. JK had a nice lift last second. If Garrosh had Indomitable, which he did, he should have just burned it and killed him. Feels bad, man. Probably thought he had it. Here they come for round 2, but they are pretty split. Let's see, they'll probably just go for the Raynor. Okay, he just flipped him to safety. Now Led's out of position. What's even happening? Zoltan Distillery are ending. Sick lift by Kale. They can't do anything with it. Misha will be the sacrifice to the gods. JK, she escapes for now unless Lehman can clean him up. Indeed he does. That is the good news for the Li Ming I didn't talk about, is that Rexar counts as a hero death. Sorry, Misha counts as a hero death. Obviously Rexar counts as a hero death. So she can get resets off killing the bear. So that's actually a good focus target. Focus fire target. Wow, I can't talk. Needs to go get good. At least DeWitt has some self-awareness here of his big red shortcomings. Things are still looking good. They're still ahead, obviously, especially the main thing is the fort. The XP is cool, but less awesome than the fort, generally speaking. Oh, sorry, I'm just a retard. Calamity's at 7. I'm pretty sure there was a time it was at 4, but that was probably like 3 years ago. Sometimes my brain, like, still remembers alpha talents or cooldowns or numbers. I am noob. It's also possible Calamity was just never at 4 ever and I'm an idiot. Of course, this is usually dominance, which probably should have gone, honestly, because these heroes are pretty easy to blow up once you get rolling. And these guys have a lot of sustained damage, good CC and defense, good CC. She just needs to pop off. Speaking of popping off, Thrall might be popping up to the gravy. Wind Fury's up, but JK, you can't run past this tree. He's buying a lot of time. Oh man, he's making him work for it. Making him work hard. He's buying lots of time, Mr. Badgerlord. I like it, I respect it. Is he just pick and rip and all? He does not. Which he shouldn't, so that's good. Let's grab the Earthquake. I honestly would have expected the Sunder. Mostly to deal with the Apocalypse, Sleep, and the Boars. Earthquake doesn't help as much. Earthquake's a little better with Garrosh. Li Ming, he wants him. He wants the Lulu. JK's not going to get it. And it's a sick feed. Looks like Refresh is next on the menu. Rexar wasn't even here. Sleeps out, but it's way too late from Lead. Should have come out a lot sooner. Gas Tank maybe goes down. Desda does for sure. See what else I can get. They want the Chaos Tank, not gonna get it. Kyle in lots of trouble. JK, he's fine. Maybe it's Badgerlord in trouble. But Lulu is there to save the day. But Misha gets healed, is gonna die once again. They didn't get the fort. There's a catapult top, she'll have to go defend. Diablo quick res. Actually, no. He didn't. He just res normally. This is good for Zoltan Distillery. Though it's sad they didn't just beeline this fort. That was a little silly. It's 100% free. Considering they have to literally come down here to fight anyway. It's a little silly. They didn't do that. Misha's sacrifice to the gods. JK, everything missed. Here is the full combo out, and what do you know? Rainer is dead. Garrosh looking like he's next on the menu. Except for they don't want to commit. JK, they do it. Maybe gonna die once again. Indeed he does. Can they finish off the Thrall? No, he lives at like 40 HP. For some reason Tychus is trying to battle Chaos Tank. Can he kill him? JK, no reigns. Oh, he commits and gets it. Okay. Don't hate it. 2 for 1. Some pretty funny moves. This was wasted. Feels bad, man. But we can see there's more tools available for ProBUs, especially with this Li Ming, the Thrall as well, the extra root, the Earthquake. Also, Anduin, generally speaking, the light bombs have been good. Haven't looked at stats or anything. Kale with the hero damages, and Thrall actually with the hero damage. What do you even go? Oh, interesting when Rolling Thunder. Oh, of course, because of Rolling. Yeah, he gets the max health procs, and of course Ancestral Wrath. This is pretty good. Garrosh, just looking to stack Warbreaker. Taking him longer than he'd really like. You can kind of see the issue we saw earlier when Garrosh threw Misha down here. I don't think they were really expecting him to throw it because Anduin and Ming and maybe someone else. I think, yeah, they used like 3 or 4 other basic abilities and they all missed. So without some precision or like really throwing them in your teammate's line of fire can be hard. DeWitt doesn't really want to be here, or does he? He's looking. Oh, why is Thrall here, JK? Well, Garrosh is the catch. The Boars are out along with the sleep. It's hard to say who's going to die first. JK, it's Deckard, but then they dunk the Thrall. Chaos Tank should be fine, unless there's a Misha stun. Oh, the Wave of Force both helped and hindered kind of simultaneously. Li Ming gets the kill. Oh, nice. Sorry, it's a kill on Misha. I just heard a hero sound. It wasn't a real hero, it's just a bear. Who cares? Bear lives, they do matter, JK friends. I mean, he's going to feed his team if he goes in. Alright, already getting bottom keep for free. No need to go crazy. They can grab Vision Point, though, and then look for maybe there's Samurai. Now it's a minute and a half. JK, they're going to look for Li Ming, which decided to stick around. Bye-bye, Hirobi. Diablo Heroes versus Diablo. Well, guess what? You're facing the big boss, and you just died. Nephilim not winning today. What I find ironic is how good a hero Deckard is with the Diablo villains. Diablo himself and Mephisto. Like, he works insanely well. He's like some of the best tank support DPS combo. Because Diablo likes to lock down and so does Mephisto. The healing works well with them too in terms of the pots. And they're hunting. Anduin's been playing really well. Shout out to Lulu. These light bombs and these leap of faiths have been great. Thrall trying his best, though he should have gone Sunder. Earthquake was a mistake. They can pretty much ignore the Earthquake because they're mostly just looking for an initial charge on Diablo, and Earthquake doesn't affect that. At least meaningfully. He would need to Earthquake and force Diablo to walk into Earthquake so they walk away, kind of a thing. For some reason Tychus is frontlining and going in, and he wants to die. Chaos Tank thought about it, but then said JK. Thrall isn't here. Lack of Sunder hurting them, otherwise nice. They're playing well other than a few feeds early, but that was kind of the case last game. They just kind of over-aggroed early or just some weirdness. They're hunting though. And then they brought it together in the mid-game. But last time, I think, if I'm not mistaken, ProBUs, I guess they're looking for Thrall. was dangerous to split like this. Once they peaked bottom, they should have rushed them top. They knew they were here because the thing's moving. ProBUs not watching the map. Nice Deckard zone. I like it. Misha there as well. This is a great block. Fresh. They're contesting. Casting's gonna be a world of hurt. JK, I mean, even if you kill the Misha, it doesn't really mean much. You know, I never watch these. These are missiles. I'm usually too busy playing. I thought they were like cannonball things, like black hearts, I guess. Those are actually pretty cool. That's funny. Samurai's up, points up. ProBUs just need to get 16, look for a fight. Kind of a last hurrah, honestly, because if they win a fight anywhere in the vicinity of bottom, they'll just rush core. They win a fight, honestly, anywhere they win the fight, they're just rushing bottom core. Although if they somehow win the fight on the keep, they'll kill that first. But Sam's going to distract bottom. Honestly, they could just rush top right now after getting the turret and get the free keep. Because they're going to be bottom defending against Sam, because they have to, because Sam's OP and their core's open. But they are 16. This is their last hurrah. The game should end in the next minute or two. Unless Sultan Distillery either mess up or ProBUs play you know. ProBUs wins the fight, obviously the game doesn't end, but Thrall's frontlining and is feeding, so he dead. Misha might die again. Li Ming has a reset. What can she do with it? Nothing because she's running away. Lulu roots Deckard, but not much is going to come of that. Hirobi does blink away, but Lulu's next on the menu, boys, and at the free wall bang, Diablo is back. He went and got good. He figured it out. And that'll be a GG. 2-0 from Zoltan Distillery. Tragic stab from Deckard, I like that talent. ProBUs couldn't bring it. They had a better showing here, I think. Game 2, at least a little better. They're not by a lot. Because, well, for one, they didn't take Sunder, but for two, their Garrosh team was a little awkward, and once you pick a Garrosh or a Diablo, you have to make the draft all about them. Or at least mostly about them. Which these 4 heroes work really well with Diablo. This guy doesn't, but they make it work somehow. And it's just a little clunky. They didn't take the battlefield control tool they actually needed. And frankly, they just didn't really respect the Diablo. Thrall just wandered in and died there at the end. That kind of happened a few other times. Feels bad, man, but feels good for Zoltan Distillery fans. I don't know what this does for the rankings. We will go over to the maps and update our thingies. So, this was also won by blue team. And blue team also has 2 points. There we go. Zoltan Distillery all the way. And let's look at the rankings currently. I don't have the link saved for some silly reason. So I need to log in and manually meander over there. So XGD Invitational League. Fun fact, I'm the one who actually originally set up the Zoltan Distillery Invitational League Season 1 on Tournament. I organized everything and handed it over to DeWitt. Tournament public page. Participants. But it's been so long, I don't remember how to get to latest results, or no. No. Wish I just had a tab that said scoreboard. It's kind of annoying. Matches round robin, here we go. Okay. So ProBUs was in 5th with 9 points. Zoltan Distillery was in 6th with 7 points. Prior to this, Zoltan Distillery, of course, just got a domination, which I believe earns them 10 points, which will tie them with Region Ghost in 3rd place, vaulting ahead of Imus Feed and ProBUs with 9 points, respectively. Who's playing tonight over on Questionator Stream? It's Bad Matchmaker versus, I think, Regen Ghost, which frankly should be a 2-0. That'll catapult them to first place. Actually, so Zul'jin really won't be tied with anyone. They'll just be in third place. So this might have cost ProBUs their playoff shot. At least not getting like a one game. We'll have to see how it shakes out. I haven't been closely tracking everyone who still has to play. Okay, so ProBUs, they just fought them. ProBUs still has to fight MS Feed, who's currently ranked. Yeah, it might have cost ProBUs their playoff slot. And it gave Zildjian Distillery a very strong chance at it, but they're not locked in yet. It's pretty much what's going on there. All right, friends. I'm not going to be doing an interview because I have to go. But that was a pretty fun series. I did give the edge to Zildjian Distillery both times. I would have liked to see a little more out of ProBUs. I think they got some moxie. They've obviously won a bunch of games. They're clearly capable of taking some W's, but they couldn't overcome the big bad Diablo mostly this game, despite some fluffs from DeWitt. But I'd like to see them consider some of their drafting and some of their positioning come back stronger in their remaining matches. See what they can pull off. All right, friends of the Nexus, good luck, have fun out there, and I will see you next time for either community coaching or more tournament streaming. I'm not, yeah, there we go. Oh, that's really cool artwork. Sonya versus Sylve. I've forgotten that one was in there. That is awesome.